Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. One of the most frustrating things for a black person to deal with is having to encounter a spellbound individual in the job market. Now, these spellbound individuals want to fit into the black box that is acceptable to white people, and I go in depth on this subject in my novel Spellbound. And when it comes down to these spellbound individuals, they want a black person to go out here and fit into boxes that are acceptable to white people because they fear if they hire somebody out of the box, they are going to have some sort of blowback come on them. Now, your spellbound individuals, in many cases, they want a black person who they believe won't go out here and make them look bad, and they're always looking for a black person to fit into certain categories, such as they want that person to either have a degree from a certain school, and they want them to have a certain work experience. They want all the I's dotted and all the T's crossed because they don't want it to come back to them that, oh, this individual has some sort of discrepancy, because they fear if this individual has some sort of discrepancy, this will make them look bad in front of white people. And because your spellbound individuals are out here looking for black people to fit into these boxes, what they do is they go out here and stereotype black people, and they go out here looking for ways to weed out black people, looking for the certain black people who will be acceptable to whites that will allow them to be able to keep their job. So what spellbound individuals do is they look for people who fit certain stereotypes, and they only look to hire people who fit certain stereotypes. So, for example, if you've got a ghetto type in a certain job, she's only going to go out here and look for other ghetto type women because she wants to keep her world smooth, and she doesn't want to rile up the white folks. Moreover, she doesn't want to go out here and hire somebody who will be direct competition to her and be somebody who could possibly challenge them for their job or possibly go and get promoted over them. And it also happens with some of these black males out here who are in the job market as spellbound individuals. They also look to weed out professional black men because they want black men who will go to a certain college or a university. They want them to have a certain level of work experience, and they will go out here and look for all sorts of references, again wanting all the I's dotted, all the T's crossed, all the ducks in a row, and wanting someone who will be absolutely perfect that they fear that they can't get any blowback from and will flow smoothly into their world. So when you're dealing with spellbound individuals, they oftentimes make it hard for black men and black women who are trying to enter into the job market, because you'll have young brothers, they'll come from different walks of life, and they will look for ways to keep those black men and those black women from coming into the job market and making a living. And that's all about them trying to stay into that black box that makes them acceptable to white people, and it's all about them making things safe so that they don't have to go out here and upset those white folks, and they go out here and deny many black people economic opportunities not because they're not qualified for the job, but because they are a threat to the white people that are in their presence, and they're afraid of losing any sort of face socially with those white people, and because they're afraid of losing face with those white people, what the spellbound individuals do is they try to mitigate any sort of contact of anyone who can go out here and present differences of opinion, different viewpoints, and what they do is try to keep a diversity of thought out of the workplace, because the only thought that the spellbound individual wants are the same thoughts as the white person in that office. It could be even a janitor who's white in the office, and the spellbound black person is looking for their validation and approval, even though they are the CEO or the vice president of that company. They seek white validation and approval more than even trying to go out here and create new innovations or try to reach new customers. That's how obsessed they are with white acceptance, because white acceptance means more to them than their intangibles of manhood and womanhood, and they would really sacrifice their dignity and their self-respect, all so they can fit into that black box that is acceptable to white people, because being in that black box means that they can get access to those white people, and they would do everything to keep others out of that space because they want to be the H nice. And this is what makes it hard for many black people who are out here looking for their first job, looking for their first employment opportunity. They oftentimes run into a wall created by spellbound individuals who will go out here and scrutinize everything as related to a black person's background, especially if they're not coming from places like a top college or a top university, not coming from a top sorority or a top fraternity, or coming from an internship from a major corporation. What the spellbound individual wants is a so-called perfect black person that they'd make them feel accepted by white folks. Meanwhile, these same spellbound individuals, they will go out here and while they deny a black professional an opportunity to start their career, they will go out here and take a white person with a GED or a high school diploma and put them in a position that is on the same level as theirs. Because, again, what they're looking to do is gain clout with those white individuals, and because they're looking to get clout with those white individuals, they don't have to go out here and meet any qualifications because their white skin is their qualification. Meanwhile, these same people are creating rigorous obstacles for black candidates to jump over. They're going out here scrutinizing whether if you went to a small college and saying, oh, what kind of college is that? Or they're going out here saying, oh, you don't have the experience I want, even though you worked at a company. Oh, you didn't work for a Fortune 500 company. No, the black person has to go out here and be able to be absolutely perfect, but the white person, their white skin, or the Hispanic or the Asian person, they can go out here and tell people what they want to hear. And the spellbound individual, because he's caught up or she's caught up in skin tones and trying to gain social acceptance with other groups, what this individual does is they go out here and look to tell black people, oh, you can't be a part of this company. You can't go out here and make a living. You can't go out here and get this job because I'm afraid you're going to mess things up for me. And what you're going to mess up for them is not anything on the job. No, what's going to be messed up for them is that they have to actually deal with competition, and they cannot go out here and be the H nice on the job. No, they can't go out here and fit into that black box that's acceptable to white people, and they can't gain social acceptance if there's actual competition. If there's actual competition, they cannot go out here and be the special black person. No, and the whole thing is, it shatters the spell on their mind that there are other people out there like them, and that's another thing that makes it hard to work in the workplace with a spellbound individual. Because with spellbound individuals, you can try to go on an interview with them, and it's one of the most frustrating things to have an interview with a spellbound individual, because no matter how much you try to sell yourself, you'll never be able to convince them that you are an asset to the company, because you don't have a value to them, because you are not going to keep them from having their H-nice spot. No, they are more about protecting their H-nice spot, and they're more about trying to gain that white acceptance. So they don't want you there, and it doesn't matter how much you try to sell yourself with a spellbound individual. The spellbound individual sees you as an enemy, and they want to eliminate you from the business, not because you're not qualified for the job, but because you're going to mess up their social circles, because they can't fit into the black box that's acceptable to white people, because they can't see themselves competing with you. Because in order for them to gain white acceptance, they need to be the only black person in the room in a lot of cases, and they need to be in a place where they can gain this white person's attention, and they can't get that attention if that person is focused on you. So the spellbound individual, they make the workplace a nightmare, especially for people first coming up into the job market. And I've experienced this firsthand, where you're dealing with these spellbound individuals, and you're trying to go out here and do what you're supposed to do in a job interview, which is sell yourself. But you can't sell yourself to somebody who isn't buying, because the spellbound individual, what they're looking for is not a qualified candidate. No, they're looking to get brownie points with white people. They're looking to clout chase white people. They're looking for white validation and white approval. And you coming into this job, you're just looking to go out here and get yourself started. You're looking to go out here and start building. But this person is looking to tear you down, and they're looking to tear you down because they don't want to go out here and compete with another black person. No, they want to be special. And again, the way that they remain special is by making sure that they remain exclusive. But this hurts the entire black community, these spellbound individuals in the workplace, because the spellbound individual, they want to fit into the black box that's acceptable to white people, and they don't want anybody else coming into that space, and that undermines black people's ability to go out here and make a living. Because when you've got spellbound individuals, they go out here and they have a double standard that's worse than a white supremacist. They go out here and are harder on black people. They are out here scrutinizing black people, and they are extremely hostile towards black people in the workplace. And the spellbound individual, they are, again, extremely frustrating to deal with, because they are looking to weed out a black person faster than a white person or a non-black person, and they will give passes to those people and not go out here and look to go out here and work with a brother who is going out here and put in the work, or a sister who is put in the work. No, they want to work them out the door, and they want to work you out the door, and nothing you can say can sell them on your value to a business, because their business isn't about helping the company make money. No, they are in the company for social currency, and social currency has more value to them than empowering another black person and building a base of black people who can go out here and be able to build a stronger base in the black community. These guys just want to fit into the black box that's acceptable to white people, and what's acceptable for them is keeping black people from being able to go out here and make the living that they need in order to go out here and improve their quality of life. Your spellbound individuals, they are under the spell of white supremacy. They want white acceptance more than life itself, and they will deny other black people the ability to go make a living because they want to be that H nice, and being the H nice is more important to them than empowering other brothers and sisters to be a part of the workplace. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, and my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up my men's issues books like Stop Simping in the Workplace, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find those books at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and e-readers, The Temptation of John Haynes. Give in to temptation and pick up this action-packed African-American paranormal romance. Get The Temptation of John Haynes in paperback and e-readers today.